And here we go. Hey, what's going on to you? And top of the morning to you, or top of the afternoon to you, rather. And greetings from, well, we're going to be calling it Lodi here in a minute. Yeah. We're nearby Lodi. We'll go with that. So, yeah, greetings from nearby Lodi, California. Currently Highway 12 eastbound. We have just departed the yard, the boss's yard that is, over back there in Pittsburgh. And we're actually running our own trailers right now, which is freaking awesome. I love it. I do. It's something of a relief. I don't know. I think I've said this before. Running Amazon loads and trailers has its benefits, but it also has its, setbacks too. And it can get a little stressful and stuff. And I don't know. I get a little bit frustrated sometimes with them. And I guess apparently it sounds like they might be a little bit slow or something's going on. Not too sure what. But the end result is we went ahead and, had me go pick up our own trailer. And we're going to be hauling loads for other logistic companies, which is awesome. I like doing it that way quite a bit. So yeah, let's go ahead and check in here real quick. We got Tuesday, February 2nd now, 2021, current local time of 1:21 p.m. Temperature outside is 59 degrees, and well, we're about 37 feet below sea level over here. Let's hope we don't have any mini tsunamis come through right now until we get to higher ground, I guess, which we will be doing. At some point tonight, we'll be at higher ground. Let's see what's been going on here. Let me bring you up to speed, I guess. Where'd we leave off? Oh boy. The last time we spoke, I think I was delivering a loaded trailer over in Stockton, right there near French Camp, I think. Yeah. And what happened from there? Oh boy. I think I made my way over to a Flying J or Pilot down in Manteca, and hung out there for just a little bit, and then got sent down to Fresno, Bobtail, right? No trailer. Got sent down to Fresno, and so you get down to Fresno, and the thing with Fresno is there's like no place to park in Fresno. Like, there's places to park, but there's no truck stops. There's not really any rest areas. There's no place kind of comfortable, to feel, like no place with bathrooms or anything like that, where you can kind of clean yourself up in the morning or anything. So I stopped short of Fresno and Madera over at Love's, and ended up spending the night over there last night, which was cool. It was actually really warm over there, and was able to get Max out and let him shake his legs out quite a bit. He thoroughly enjoyed that. And then this morning at about 0530 or so, 0500, 0530, I got the call and I got dispatched down to Fresno to pick up a load to bring back up to Newark, California. And I was like, what? What? Like, you gotta be kidding me. I just deadheaded all the way down to Fresno and drive back up to Newark? What? But, so we went ahead and did that, and and just dropped that load off up there in Newark. I don't know, about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours ago now, and then got sent over to the yard to pick up our trailer. So that's where we are now. You're up to speed here. So the deal is we have a load already. We're already committed to a load that is picking up in Lodi. Somewhere up off of 99, I guess. Yeah, just right there off of 99 in Lodi. So yeah, I think we got about 17 miles to get there, or so. And then we're going to be hauling that load. I think it's a load of canned food, it says. I think that's about the only detail I have. I haven't even looked at the weight, but it's probably going to be fairly heavy. We tend to, you know, haul heavier loads when we're running our own trailers, which makes sense, of course. It's Amazon, it's always light loads because it's, you know, like consumer goods, right? You know, so you have a lot of big boxing material and a lot of, you know, air and popcorn and stuff like that. So even when it's a fully loaded trailer, they tend to be pretty light. But that's not the case when we do our own trailers, typically. So yeah, we'll be getting loaded with X amount. I wonder if I even have a detail on that I can take a look at right now. I'm not sure that I do. Let's see here. Because I kind of would like to know that before I get there. Let's see, quantity 1,620 cases of canned fruit. Must confirm case count matches VOL, but the app. You guys gonna give me a weight? No, they are not. It's not gonna tell me the weight. Well, like I said, canned fruit. Yeah, there's not much air in canned fruit. Probably gonna be fairly heavy, but in any event, we'll be hauling that up to Camp Washington. And although typically I would be like frustrated about having to run back up to Washington right now, doing our own trailer once again, like I've mentioned, it's far less stressful than doing the Amazon runs up that way. So that's cool beans, turkey. And I can't get any load information on this one either. Son of a bitch. Oh well. That's alright. I'd imagine it's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 40,000 pounds. So, but we'll see. The nice news is we don't deliver until 8 a.m. on the 4th, I think. So I have the remainder of my drive time today after getting loaded, which will be, probably in the neighborhood of about 4 hours. So that'll get me up maybe near Weed, California, and then I'll have all day tomorrow to get there. So, yeah, we should be good to go. So anyhow, we'll see you in a bit here. Well, here we go. We are somehow within spitting distance of our destination here. And it would appear that Sheila D is taking us the long way around here, of course. I don't know why. Huh. That's interesting. We're cruising along South Cherokee Lane right now, heading northbound, so we can go up to Victor Road, take a right, eastbound. and then go on over to North Guild and go southbound for a couple miles or something. I guess it's not that far, a long way around. I guess, I don't know. I just don't know. That's goofy. It seemed like we could have just accomplished the same goal by staying on Highway 12 back there, but whatever. This way we get to enjoy a little bit more of Lodi that we've never experienced before.
Turn right on East Victor Road.
All right, East Victor, you got it. Okay, we are still on 12. I see. So this is just
turn right at the traffic light.
The natural course of selection here, I guess. It would appear. If I can find out which gear I'm supposed to be in.
In 3/4 of a mile, turn right on North Guild Avenue.
Oh, okay. Right. Guild Avenue. There we go.
Turn right on North Guild Avenue.
Boy, I seem to have come down with a case of the yawns here just within the last 5 minutes. What's funny about that was that I stopped at a fuel station over at Sinclair back there by I-5, and I considered excuse me, getting some coffee, and for some reason I opted not to. I'm kind of wishing that I had right now.
Turn right on North Guild Avenue. In 3/4 of a mile, arrive at 650 South Guild Avenue on the left.
So here we go. So yeah, that just that little turn right there and this way into this place here just kind of raises up my point, of which I mentioned a little earlier about there's benefits to the Amazon runs. So yeah, doing Amazon loads, and one of the benefits to it is that they are, for the most part, very easy to get in and out of. They're in highly, wide open commercial areas that are made and designed for trucks to get in and out of. And occasionally, I mean, they all are when you go to a trucking industry place, but some of them are less open for trucks. And I think there was that one that I did a few months ago where I was hauling USPS loads. And there was one up there in kind of in this hills Where was that? Jeez, it was like Connecticut maybe, or Rhode Island. I need to figure out where we're going. 650 Pacific Coast.
In 1/4 mile, arrive at 650 South Guild Avenue on the left.
650 South Guild. There she is. Yes, I need to be paying attention more than I need to be telling a story right now. Let's see. Trucks and all visitors, please use main entrance. Trucks going to proceed to gate 1. That must be over here. Yep.
Arriving at 650 South Guild Avenue on the left.
But yeah, that one back there in Rhode Island or whatever it was a USPS location where it was basically like they were renting it, you know. And it was designed for trucks to get in and out of, but boy, it was like way back in like this residential kind of area, and it was just really interesting. Oh. I thought you were telling me to go. Okay. Okie dokie. Well, anyhow, you get the point. So, I gotta go take care of this business here. So, yes, welcome to Lodi and welcome to whatever this is here, Pacific Goods or something, produce, something or another. So anyhow, we'll see you in a bit. All right, well, hey, welcome back over to Lodi here. Lodi and basically, not basically, Highway 12 and I-5. Officially it is Lodi. And officially it is Love's in Lodi. Unofficially, we're on Highway 12 and I-5. So there you go. Just officially just waddling through the middle of the parking lot instead of off to the right or to the left there, which is funny. I don't know. He's got his Carl's Jr. or whatever it is, and he's ready. He's just like, I'm trucking my way over to my truck. I'm gonna eat, he says. I'm just gonna. It's just kind of funny the way he was just trucking along. Arby's. He had his bag of Arby's there. He was just kind of taking up both lanes there, kind of figuratively, but kind of literally too. Pretty funny. So is this guy. He's just like, I'm gonna take up both fucking lanes. I don't know.
2 miles.
Pretty funny.
Turn left on West Turner Road.
Boy, he actually looked kind of freaking familiar. He looked just like Ben Davis. Just taking up both lanes. I don't know. He's probably a godsend to the trucking, I'm betting. So let's see here. done
Turn right at the traffic light.
since
Then
we last
exit
spoke.
right.
Well, let's see. Let's go ahead and update you on what time it is. We got now 5 exactly in the PM. The time is now 5 p.m. exactly. Y'all remember that? Popcorn?
Take the exit on the right to I-5 North toward Sacramento.
Popcorn time service, whatever it was, like you dial like 555-1212, or it was, you spell it popcorn. Maybe it was 777, but you spell it popcorn, and it would call, you'd call like from your home phone, your landline at home, and it would tell you what the time was to the 10th of a minute, or to the 6th of a minute, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, 5 p.m. Temperature now is 60 degrees, and we're above sea level, so that's good. We're about 5 feet above sea level now. That's awesome. Definitely got like that. And we are loaded with whatever it was, like 43,000 pounds of canned fruit. And they loaded us relatively quickly, which is nice. Because in the guard shack, she was like, "Oh, so you know you're a little bit late." And I was like, "I guess, yeah. I mean, from what I heard, you know, I had until 2:30 to get here." She goes, "Yeah, I'm supposed to be here at 1:30." She says, "So it's all good. They'll still load you. It's just they're going to take the on time. They're going to do the on time loads first." I says, "All right, no worries." But they actually loaded me pretty quick, so that was nice. You know, within, I don't know, an hour and a half or so, something like that. And yeah, so 43,000 pounds. So went ahead and just popped in over at that Love's and scaled in. And I was at like 34,600 pounds on my drives and 30,000 some odd on my tandems. So I had to go ahead and slide the box back, or slide the tandems forward, I guess, depending on which way you look at it. And I just went ahead and notched it up 3 holes, which should be fine. That should probably actually balance us out quite well there. So the rule is you can't have more than 34,000 on either your drive axles or your tandem axles. So you got to find that balance point, like a teeter-totter there. So that's what we did. I didn't bother rescaling because it was only 600 pound difference, and I had 4,600 pounds to play with, so we're all good. And yeah, what else? Dog has been fed. That's another positive thing. However, dog, however, did pee, but dog, however, did not poop. So that might not be a positive thing. That might be a negative. I was actually contemplating maybe not feeding him quite yet, because we all know how that kind of can help things kind of sometimes it can just kind of make, you know, kind of like the outgoing recognizes incoming and says, all right, we need to make room. So I'm sure that's the way it works for animals too. So we'll see. Hopefully we can make it I have two and a half hours of drive time remaining on my log today. So hopefully we can just make that without having to pull off again. I'm not going to hold my breath, but I'm going to hope for it nonetheless. And we have 772 miles to go to Canton, Washington. And like I mentioned, we basically have the remainder of my drive time today and tomorrow to do it in. So, shouldn't be a problem. It's a lot more comfortable and relaxing than being in a position where you kind of have to get it all done in one shot. It's a way more comfortable position. For various reasons. Pretty amazing sky out this afternoon. Kind of scattered rains out here. Scattered sprinkles, more like. And just some really cool looking clouds. Super cool looking clouds. Especially behind us. I mean, the ones in front of us are pretty dramatic looking, but the ones behind us are even just more pronounced, bigger. But it sure does look cool with the sun hitting it at that evening angle. With the kind of, the light on top and the shadow on the other side. It always does. It looks pretty cool. Tell you something that you may or may already not know, may or may not already know. But at the end of the month, in what would seem like almost every state, you wind up finding a lot of law enforcement out on the roads, whether it's on the interstates or on freeways or highways or even in the metropolitan areas. And trying to achieve a revenue quota for the end of the month, right? That's just the way it works. It's business, right? It's not necessarily safety at that point. It's all business. Well, this month, or I mean, we just finished, January. Today's February 2nd, and I'll tell you, they've been out just like crazy, all up and down 5. When I was just running up, 5, just a few days ago, running up to Oregon, then to basically to Seattle, and then back down to Stockton. I mean, just all over the place. And well, here we are on the 2nd of February, and they're still out. So that's kind of annoying. It really is. It's a little bit frustrating. Because they are absolutely writing tickets. And without any noticeable bias towards traveling traffic or commercial traffic, they're kind of snatching everybody. So it's, I don't know, makes it a little difficult to judge what kind of leeway they're going to grant you, because typically they grant you a fair amount of leeway out here. But like I said, towards the end of the month, they start just snatching anybody, it would seem like, making revenue. My approach is, and always has been, just not to be the fastest guy, not necessarily to be the slowest guy. Just try and be somewhere in the middle there. And when I'm going through particular towns and cities, I just kind of follow along with what the locals are doing. If the locals are sticking really close to the speed limit, then I'm going to stick really close to it too. Certain cities and states out there, Georgia, for example, or Kentucky, or Texas. There's certain cities you go through in them states, and people just they don't give a damn what the frickin' speed limit says. They just don't care. And as far as you can tell, the troopers kind of are the same way about it. They're like, they don't care either. They're like, man, we're freaking grown-ass adults here. We know how to freaking get from point A to point B safely. And so, it's kind of cool. Seeing that there are communities that still behave with a, kind of a, sense of independence towards their lives, rather than having been put into dependence by Big Brother kind of stuff. So, I don't know if that makes sense. I hope it does. Because really, I mean, that's what freedom is. People always, talk about, freedom and what is freedom. Like, what is it? What is freedom? Right? Oh, it's, not being, a slave, or slave, or well, really, if you really want to get down to it, freedom is being independent, is not being dependent on anything or any other, right? Like if you're dependent on a chemical substance, a pharmaceutical or you know, illicit narcotic, you don't have freedom. You're a slave to it, right? You are dependent on it physically and or psychologically. You know, or you know, well, shoot, if you work at Walmart, you're a slave to Walmart. Yes, you're an employee. We don't like to use the word slave, right? We call them employees now because, you know, yes, they're making a wage, but you are dependent on Walmart, right? That's why in this country, that word capitalism, which has been so well demonized, is really the essence of freedom here. Because to be entrepreneurial and to be self-sufficient and run your own business and be your own boss, that is independence from any other. You are your own boss, and that equates to what we call freedom, right? To be your own boss. That's what basically the American dream is all about. The American dream is not about working at Walmart or working at Super Saver or working at America's Tire or working at UPS or working at Amazon or working at these big, massive corporations that are essentially monopolies upon small business, because what they are doing is they are creating dependency upon themselves to everyone, and then that takes away people's freedoms, right? So to be independent means to be self-serving. You know, you're sovereign unto yourself. You don't depend on anybody for your sustenance, your survival, right? That's why it's important to know how to grow your own food, you know, or hunt and stuff like that. It's extremely important. That's really what this country was about, founded on. The nature of the way our government is currently, it wants people to be dependent. They don't want you to be independent. That's what socialism is. That's what welfare is. And corporations and government are in bed together to create that dependence upon the corporation and the government entities. Both. They want you dependent on both, right? Because you'll never find a way out then, right? You know, I mean, the large masses won't, you know. So anyhow, I don't know. I'm not trying to preach. I'm just, you know, putting out my understanding of it, which I believe is accurate. I do, or else I wouldn't say it. Hey girls, all these cows over here. They're independent, sort of. They're out there just munching on grass. They don't depend on shit. They got their own free-range grass out there. They're not waiting for a big bale of hay to get plopped down. They're just taking it right from the earth, just like it was designed to be. So, I don't know, interesting stuff, food for thought. want to get into this kind of stuff and start really getting, concerned, right, is the dependence that is being pushed upon us for electronic and digital devices, right? That's scary stuff. I mean, because where is that going, right? If you really want to start going down that rabbit hole there. I mean, here's a great example. My Sheila B, my Sheila D, my Garmin's, my GPS units. Like, I'm freaking all just, like, I'm not dependent on them. I know how to read a map. I know how to get from point A to point B using a map, right? But it's easy to fall into that dependence on gadgetry, right? Or on your phone, right? Your smartphone for information, or news, right? Man. Because it's so hard to distinguish nowadays what is accurate and has value from what isn't. Even on things like Wikipedia, it's like, man, some of that stuff you just go, I don't know if that's true, but they want you dependent on it nonetheless, and then they can basically control your perception through your dependency on that device, which they can just basically manipulate from a remote location at any time. It's not like a book where it can't be manipulated once it's written, and you can basically use that to navigate your way through whatever course of life that's unfolding before you. And either it has value or it doesn't. But that's I'm just trying to make the example, I mean, these electronic devices, they can be manipulated remotely, instantaneously, and lead you astray, or whatever. It's just kind of a scary thing, really. I mean, whatever happened to encyclopedias? I mean, do those things even still exist? Shoot, there used to be door-to-door salesmen selling encyclopedias, And, boy, I don't even know if that kind of thing exists anymore. It's got to exist somewhere, I'd imagine. I don't know. You got Wikipedia now. Who needs it? You got Google. So, all I can tell you is this. Whatever you do, don't believe a fucking word CNN tells you, MSNBC, ABC, and, CBS. Don't believe a fucking word. Or Fox, any of them. Don't believe a word they tell you about anything. And you'll be doing better. You'll be better off just on that right there. And I'm talking about even like local news networks. The only thing that you can really get out of them is maybe the weather. I don't even know if I would trust their traffic information at some points, with all that stuff, like I'm talking about, so then inject COVID into the picture. And what do we see? Small business getting thrown under the bus, right? Small business getting thrown under the rug, right? But you can go still to Walmart, you can go to Ross, you can go to, you know, Petco. But for some reason you can't go to, you can probably even go to Chili's and still get tables, right? But you can't go to, you know, like your local mom and pop, you know, or it's not even mom and pop. I mean, it's just other people, you know, like private business that's, you know, small business, right? For some reason they go close them down. It's like I said, because they're trying to cause dependence and slavery on people, right? Yeah, no, not chains and whips and chains, but it's slavery nonetheless, right? So I mean, you can't take all that stuff into serious, honest consideration and not realize that there is a conspiracy among us to create all that dependence, right? And then with this threat of, you know, even if you don't want to admit that there's a threat of global communism, but there's absolutely a threat of national communism here in this country, in the United States of America. Then it all kind of, the pieces start falling into place. You go, oh wow, yeah, they really are. That is what communism is. Utter and despotic dependency on the state. Welfare or bread lines, right? You see it all the time on the news. We got to get the food out to the people, and people are waiting in lines for food. Right? Yeah, that's communism. That is socialism going to communism. That is like the transgression, or not transgression, but the transmutation of socialism into communism, right there. So I don't know. Pretty nasty. And with that, I'll stop. I'm not going to keep on going all into it. I know there's probably people who just don't even want to hear about it. So I'll knock it off. All that said, as we make our way into the state capital of California, Sacramento here. Just about officially, I think. Yep, it's official. And we are running I-5 north, if I forgot to mention it. Yep. So anyhow, with all that, I figure I'll go ahead and wrap this one up. I have a feeling it's probably going to be a little lengthy here. So, yep. Hope y'all are doing well, and we'll see you somewhere up the road here as we run northbound again. So take care. See you. All right. Well, here's a little bit of bonus footage for ya. We're up here in Corning, California, at the Petro Stopping Center, and doing a little nature walk here in the grass. You see, there's the grass, and made our way over here under this here olive tree. And my God, look at these freaking olives. Look at the size of these olives. Here, let me see. Nope, I dropped it. Where'd it go? Look at these freaking olives. They're huge. These are like just big ass olives, I guess. Really big. Let me flip this around here. Look at the size of this olive. That's amazing. I wonder if I should eat it. I don't know. Yeah, it's a big olive tree. Here's a fresh one right here. Huh. Honestly, I don't know if they're edible or I gotta imagine. I mean, those are olives. Of course, I'm eating a Jolly Rancher right now, watermelon flavor, so maybe I don't want to try an olive until my palate has been cleaned. So anyhow, here, you give you something a little better to look at here. Hey, knock it off. No. Ready, watch this. Jump. Max, jump. 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 There we go. Pretty cool, huh? All right, see ya.